Okay, and we're on. We got the.
I see the light. I see the
Holy
light.
smokes! You would think after 3 months now of this with Junji, he would get better at the beginning of the show, as would we. But
Well, each week I find out more about him. He's a singer. Did
Right.
you know that?
I did.
He's got a band. He's thinking about Broadway, which I could have told you. This guy's got Broadway written all over him. You know what I mean?
back Broadway.
Yeah, back
The show's on the backside of it.
Even if you're not in the show, help out with the actors and stuff.
Right. Stagehand.
Yeah.
He's stagehand. Back Broadway. Then we got a future for you yet.
Yeah.
Would have been amazing.
Yeah. This is stupid being here in Marietta. What are you, out of your mind? Go up there to New York, be a homeless, come out of the streets. It'd be a great story in the New York Times.
But anyway, he does. He's got a big job interview coming up with, what's his name? Elon Musk. So we wish you nothing but the best. Rockets. And he says...
Don't touch those batteries, all right? Don't do that. That's not good.
You know what he said to me? He goes, I could buy Beau Bock Sports one day. He said that about you.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Cocky prick.
Speaking of which, how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
You too.
Happy Friday. I got good news. I got bad news.
Oh, yeah? What?
The good news is I'm not going to be here next week. Going to be on vacation. And the bad news is I'm going to be on vacation. So you and Junji are going to be on your own.
Let me ask you a question. What are you on vacation from?
From work.
Work?
Yeah, all this wear down. You look at me. I'm downtrodden, man.
It just didn't occur to me, at any time recently that, geez, Hans could use a vacation. You know what I mean? I was always thinking, like, if you put in a good 8 hours once in a while, it might be good for you.
Oh, man, I don't stop, Bo.
No.
When I come in here, I'm late all the time because I'm coming from somewhere important.
Like where? Moe's?
Well, no, I have to eat.
You have to eat.
Sometimes I bring a lunch, and you give me a hard time about that. So maybe you would like for me just not to eat.
Well, there's the one time you came with a little baggie and a sandwich in it.
Yeah.
That's not right for a man of your age. You should be walking around with sandwiches and baggies.
You're saying Arthur Blank doesn't walk around with this
Arthur
little...
does not. Arthur does not.
I want a sea bass! And then they bring it in?
Yeah, they bring it in.
Just like that?
Yeah.
So what do you think about this weekend? Tennessee.
Now, this will be a good test for us. Tennessee's got no offense. They turn the ball over. We've got to win this.
Well, we've got to win.
But, I mean, I don't know why I say that we've got to win this, because we're going nowhere. If we win this, all it does is prolong the inevitable. It was like, how about yesterday? Falcons practice, they give out T-shirts. Say, I got your back. I wonder how Arthur liked that. Did Dan send that one down for Arthur? Was Arthur a large, you think?
I'm a medium! Does he yell at everybody?
You're fired!
Does he yell at everybody like that? I think so. I would if I was powerful like that.
It's very, very, very strange.
But like I said, I'm so unassociated with the team. It was kind of like how I was with the Hawks for about 5 years. During the back end, I'd say 4 years, when the Mike Bibby and the Josh Smith and all them, I was just done. And the Braves with the Uptons and all those guys, it's just like, whatever, man, who cares?
Stop. You're not trying. We're not trying. You're not going to put... If you don't know enough to put a team out there, unlike what you're putting out there, there's no hope. There's no hope. I've been telling you that about the Falcons. I feel it for the last couple of years. The team is going away from the town. Any identification with Atlanta, it's almost like it's an entity unto itself. I don't know if that's Arthur's plan. I don't know if that's what he wants. I mean, he gives us lip service. He says, "This is not my team, Atlanta. This is your team." Nothing could be further from the truth.
Right.
I mean, there is no sense of Falconelia in the market at all, and there always was. It was rampant.
Well, think about it. You used to be able to go to a game. You used to be able to. You felt, and now you can't even go to a game.
Right. No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, honestly, and I know we beat on a dead horse all the time, but on the field aside, I've been there twice, and I don't enjoy it at all. Period. It's a horrible place to watch. Your home team play.
Cavernous.
But I've been there for college football games, and it's awesome. The soccer games are fantastic. So it's not a venue deal. It's just a product. It's stale.
Yeah, it's no energy.
Nothing.
Yeah, you're right. That's one of the problems he's got. It's almost like Arthur, staunch and emotionless. That's exactly the type of team we have. And I say we have no leadership, and there's got to be one leader. Well, that's Arthur's leadership. The team has taken on his personality.
Let me ask you a question. If we would not have gotten that stadium, if we would have just kept the Georgia Dome as is, whatever, they're saying that there was a threat of the SEC championship moving its game or maybe not being a part of the college football playoffs or certainly not getting a Super Bowl like we did.
I certainly doubt that.
But I'm saying, right, is that legitimate?
No.
It was only guaranteed the Super Bowl. Well, we probably wouldn't have gotten a Super Bowl, but that's an Arthur thing.
Right. No, it's Georgia Dome was. We wouldn't be precluded from doing anything with the Georgia Dome. Maybe Super Bowl, they'd like to have a few more seats, but that certainly wasn't necessary.
Right, but I'm saying like that. I don't know. The whole thing was he wanted to get out of that lease. He wanted his own stadium and wanted everybody to pay for it, and that's fine. But it was almost at the expense of the football team.
Yeah. No,
because the only way he can fund that is this PSL and the people that he brought in when he bought the team, for $5 tickets, the huge fan base, all those guys, they can't get in the building.
Right. Yeah, that's a shame. No, it really is. And if Arthur could figure that out, if Arthur could suck it up and bring the Falcons back to us and not have Samuel L. Jackson doing the intro and all these people have nothing to do with Atlanta.
Do you know that
all
there's
of a sudden
street
they're around my team?
Do you know that there's a street that goes out right by the stadium that is Samuel L. Jackson Boulevard? He's got a freaking street named after him.
Why?
I don't know. I don't even think he's from here. I don't think he's from here.
I don't think so either.
Never saw Sam out on the streets. I wouldn't identify with Sam as being one of us.
No.
I could be completely wrong, but I don't feel like I have any connection to Sam Jackson.
No, I don't either.
I was embarrassed when he did the shit. Excuse me.
Well,
it was embarrassing.
I was embarrassed that Arthur, just constructed people around his team like that. They're all alternative types. And by alternative, I don't mean LGBTQ+RS. I don't mean that group. I mean, they're just alternative. They're different. They're not us. They're not like us at all. They're not one of us.
Piping in a crowd noise. I mean, how weak does that get?
That's Rich McKay's little thing.
It's like the chop. By the way, down the stretch for the Braves, they said that they stopped doing the speaker chop because in order to, they would get the crowd going, the boom, 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 boom. And it was, but when it's organic and it just starts and the fans do it, that's, that's what it's all about. And nothing like that happens at the Falcons games.
No.
Pumping in the noise and all.
It's dead.
Yeah.
We need a band.
Ooh, I like it.
John G, this is like
he's a one-man band. You ever seen the monkey playing the cymbals with the harmonica?
Bring him out on a golf cart. Get the crowd going. Bum,
bum, bum, bum, bum. The guy that did the jerky beef commercials. Beef jerky commercials.
Who was that?
The one-man band. The bum, bum, bum.
Oh, yeah.
That's you, John G. But only with the falcon on your shoulder, who also plays a harmonica. You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. I'm getting excited for some playoff baseball.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited. It's going on right now for a few teams. Braves still don't know who we're going to play. We could play the Brewers or the Cardinals. They could even tie.
I hope it's the Cards. For us.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. We were talking before the show when you talk about our starters. You talk about that rotation. You've got Keuchel, Fulte,
Yeah.
and Soroka.
Right.
Soroka's been very effective on the road, less so at home. He's going to be the third starter. He'll be
I
the
got no
starter
problem
on
with
the
that.
road. No, it's good. And Keuchel, I keep saying Keuchel.
Keuchel. I'm with you.
Keuchel.
I'm with you.
Keuchel and hopefully Fulte can hold it together.
I think he can. I think he's turned the corner.
You think he's over it?
I think he's going to use that as motivation. I think I expect a big thing out of him, and that's always been the case with him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he feeds
Just
off
been mental, yeah.
Right, he feeds off of that emotion. But for somebody that's high strung to be able to channel that and compartmentalize whatever the hell he's got going on up there. That's easier said than done because it's so easy for you to get squeezed or have a guy, drop a double play or anything, and then all of a sudden it's just
yeah, he snaps.
Waterfall.
Yeah, boom, terrible. So that really is an instance for a sports psychologist. You don't hear about those guys anymore. Are we still using them, the Jack Llewellyns, and you just don't hear about it.
Well, I think that maybe the player. Obviously, there's some confidentiality between the doctor and the player. I think maybe a lot of guys don't want to get it out there. Some players are open about it. Zach Greinke, he made everybody aware that he had anxiety problems, social anxiety. Think about, you're giving a guy $25, $35 million a year to get out there and pitch for your team in a high leverage situation.
In front of 35,000 people.
Yeah, and he's been diagnosed by multiple doctors as
anxiety.
Right.
Not good.
Not good.
But what I was saying is not just with Fulte, but I don't hear about sports psychologists. That was like a phenomenon in the early 90s.
That's what I'm saying is that maybe because of the confidentiality, they don't.
I understand.
That's why you don't hear about it.
I understand. Do you understand that if this stuff was going on, we'd hear about it? How come you never hear about a sports psychologist anywhere?
You should go down to Georgia Tech, since you and Coach Collins are buddy now. You should put your arm around him and say, hey, really, really excited about the job you're doing here. Who's freaking crazy on your team? Who do they talk to?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
You think?
And then you could get to the source and ask him why he's not in the spotlight more. Just
maybe help him. Maybe wear crummy ties or something,
Hopefully not a bow tie.
No. That's the problem I got.
What is that? Well, you got a few.
That's the problem I got with Georgia football.
What's that? Bow tie?
Yeah.
I would have never put the two together.
Kid gets off the bus, coming down dog walk, about to go in the stadium, bow tie. How are you going to be the starting quarterback?
Oh, Fromm had a bow tie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe his girlfriend made him do it.
No, girlfriends wouldn't do that.
If I was 21 years old and I was the starting quarterback for Georgia, and, my girlfriend was there and she was hot, and she put a bow tie on me, I'd probably.
Well, I would too.
That would be.
But I just don't see girlfriends doing that. See, because girlfriends like manly men. That's why they're hanging around the football.
The girlfriends can be a little goofy and throw a bow tie.
No, but
on
girlfriends know, like a bow tie. You look like a grand sissy. I don't want to be associated with you, so take that off, go back to the dorm, and then come out.
How about the guys that are always the bow tie guy? I used to work with a guy who was a grown man. Every day he had a different bow tie. He had different themes. Thanksgiving week, what do you think? Like fall colors, turkeys,
yeah. Gobbler knot, and fall colors coming.
He couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to wear that one.
I don't know why Ernie Johnson started doing that.
Yeah.
But I just, you see, if I'm selling balloons, I like the concept of a, bow tie. But any other trade, I don't see bow tie fitting. Selling balloons, good. Not, you shouldn't dress like that.
What about on Broadway? Is that in right now? Not in.
No.
Yeah.
No, I definitely see him. Definitely. How about Josh Pastner, huh?
Oh, what a mess he's got this whole deal in. Look at this weasel. Oh, you got the picture. Mm-hmm. You got a picture of this guy on here? Look, Bo, look at this guy, this Bell guy.
Oh, I know. I've seen, yeah.
This is the guy that was kind of the...
he was the outsider who they let into the program as a friend, personal friend of Pastner's.
Felt slighted, had an axe to grind,
Right.
Caused all this shit.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure he's happy now. But,
He's in jail, isn't he?
I'm trying to yeah, I think he did get some time. I don't know what Pastner's deal is, how much is left.
You talk about his contract. Yeah, I think they can walk away after next year. Man,
this year's imminent. You're talking about next year?
Yeah.
You're talking after next 2021.
After this season. After this season.
After this season.
Correct.
That's this season. That's not next season. That's called this season.
That's what I said, after this season.
No, you said next season.
Oh, well, then I misspoke.
Yes, you did.
Well, no, it would be this next coming season because they haven't started it yet. So it is the next season. So I'm correct both ways, actually. What's it like, Bo, to just constantly get proven?
Being like knowing it all? I feel like Sir Francis Bacon. He's the last man to take knowledge as his province. Knowledge. And I, too, assume that same mental state.
Yeah, every time I run into you, another layer gets peeled back. Mm-hmm. You say or do something that just shows this whole other side of you that, every time I want to put you in a box and label you.
Come on.
The essence goes in another direction.
Mm-hmm.
But no, so here's the thing with the Braves is we don't even know who we're playing yet.
Right.
Because Milwaukee's won 18 out of the last 20. Mm-hmm. And they're one game behind the Cardinals.
Yeah, and they play the Cardinals.
No, they play the Rockies.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So what are they, today, tomorrow, Sunday?
Yeah, everybody's got 3 games
So that's probably 3 wins.
Well, it's Cubs and the Cardinals. But by the way, this Cubs-Cardinals deal is messed up. So remember last show we talked about what the Cardinals did to the Cubs, swept them 4, knocked them out.
Right.
Well, now it's the Cubs' final 3 games on the road. Their season's over against the Cardinals. Cardinals have a 1-game lead over the Brewers, right? Mm-hmm. Joe Madden has already come out, manager of the Cubs, and says that he's going to bench his players and let them rest, that he's pushed them too hard and he doesn't give a bleep what Milwaukee's manager thinks. Because he knows they're going to get rid of Madden at the end of the year.
That's why he's doing it. It's an ulterior motive. If you're a manager and you compete and you're anxious to come back next, you don't do that.
No.
But if you're just throwing in your chips and saying, "Here, Chicago, take it," I won't be here, so let's let them kick our ass, and then that's your problem.
You think that's what this is all about?
Yeah,
could be.
I would like to see the commissioner step in.
I'd like to see the players be like, we got 3 games left.
Right.
Cardinals have a 1-game lead in the division. We would like nothing more than to take that away from them.
Right.
Nothing more. Give us a chance. Mm-hmm. And if their mentality is, oh, well, Coach Skipper says we shouldn't play, but that's whatever. Mm. That's why you're in that situation to begin with, if you got a locker room like that.
Exactly.
And maybe he does.
I've fallen out of love with Joe Madden. About
he's Steve Kerr with the baseball hat.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like Steve Kerr, but as a coach.
Right. No, but he's got everything to say. He knows everything. He's got this attitude. I just fell out of favor with him.
Yeah. I can hear that. Did you see Snit after the celebration in the locker room and everything? Mm-hmm. By the way, Domino was front and center. He was getting sprayed on.
Well,
he's the 26th man.
I'm sure he came back and talked all about that. Getting his pants wet by Chipper or something. You know what I mean? He loves that. You're talking about a jock sniffer. Never have anything to say. Never bring anything up. Just like he's there. He's like the player's personal promo guy.
It was a great celebration though. So I'm watching it. And our boy Albies, who, by the way, Albies has become my favorite baseball player.
He's unbelievable.
He's my favorite baseball player.
He's unbelievable. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Did you see him mess with Washington the other night?
Yeah.
He had something in his hand.
Well, Washington muffed a foul ball.
Right.
And then started giving them, throw him a glove.
Right.
Yeah. No,
because he works with Albies every day on his defense, and he's going to win a Gold Glove.
No, I love him, and Acuna, him, Camargo, Inciarte. I mean, that really is the nucleus of our team. I mean, I love that bunch of guys. They all have great attitudes. They all have a sense of humor. Acuna growing, I hope, by the day. I thought that Snit pulled him the other night. It was a.
Oh yeah.
It was a Bengal.
I saw he grabbed
it was a Bengal left, like fell in front of him.
Yeah.
You know, soft Bengal. I forget who the batter was, but he took second on a ball to short center field. Took second, and in that half inning when they came into the dugout, Acuna was gone.
Well, they showed the replay. He hurt himself. He hurt his groin. That's why he's not playing anymore.
On that play?
No, later in the inning, there's a ball hitting right center between him and Markakis in the gap. He messed up his groin.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew he had a groin, but
But I mean, they could have been orchestrated.
Yeah.
He could have said, "Look, you can save some face here. Act like you got hurt." I mean, I don't freaking know. I don't know what happened. But
well, I remember, you know, when you've got a guy who hits a soft Bengal right in front of you and takes second, that can't happen.
No, I'm with you. I didn't see that. No, but what was I going to say about Albies? I don't know.
He keeps everybody loose. Got a great attitude. He's great in the clutch.
The other players love him on the other team. He's always freaking, joking around with everybody.
Right. Yeah, a guy hits a double, your fly's open. What?
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I think last year getting that experience is really going to do them some good. I think that there's not going to be any pressure on them at all this year.
I feel good. I feel good about it. The only thing I don't feel good about, first of all, our offense is going to produce. The only thing I don't feel good about is our starters. That is, that's the catch-22.
I'm worried about the health. I'm worried about Freeman's elbow. I'm worried about Acuna. I don't know if these guys are 100%. I saw Donaldson the other night take a swing at a ball and hyperextend his leg. It was just, and he even kind of like looked up like, holy shit, that could have been bad. And I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, do you give him at bats? Do you rest him? I mean, you really got to, every player is circumstantial.
That is the toughest thing to do.
Right.
That's what's, I think that may be why, when you finish in front early, and you've got all of this time,
right.
I think it really weighs on a manager. I don't think you know what to do. I mean, nobody knows what to do.
Right.
It's totally by feel.
Right. And you're trying to fill out your roster for the playoffs. You're thinking, you got a guy ruled out. You're thinking, well, I'm not going to carry three catchers. Cervelli's great. And then Cervelli hits a home run, goes 3 for 4, throws a guy out at second. You're like, at least, I could use him as a defensive replacement because Flowers and McCann have been a liability back there. If it's a late one-inning game, I'm bringing in Cervelli.
How about Dansby going 4 for 4 the other night? And then
I almost texted you the night before.
Yeah, and Donaldson with 3 doubles.
The night before, Dansby had an at bat, and it was like a second at bat. He was just fouling him off. He was just fouling it off, and his swing looked great. And he had like 2 or 3 balls, and one of them was a hit, but just really line driving the ball where it's. I said he's getting close. I remember thinking he's close because there's no way he's going to dip down to 230s.
No.
And then the next game he goes 4 for 5.
Yeah. I mean that's how does Snit preserve that? That's what's going through it. You know what I mean?
Keep confidence.
Keep that confidence.
Right.
It's interesting to watch.
Right. It really is. And in this case, I think Snicker's kind of, as long as he's been around the organization, the sport of baseball, he's still kind of figuring this out, figuring these guys out. And,
but whoever figured that out?
Nobody. Anybody that says they do is wrong. By the way, did you see the Bill Belichick thing today? Somebody asked him, I think it's a great question, and credit to him for answering it. They asked him how much analytics has he used over the years, and as the game has evolved, and I'm paraphrasing all this, like how much more of it has he used? And he was like, less than 0. Still don't use it.
Right.
What does that tell you?
It tells me he doesn't use it. It tells me he's not interested in it. What does it tell you?
You saved it. I should have known.
Yeah.
I walked right into that.
I mean, to me, when I hear that, I think he doesn't use it.
Right. Because that's what I communicated.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to change his mind just like that. No. I think he doesn't use it. And that, that's the old-timey football card. I mean, what are you going to do with analytics?
But I think that's hilarious how
Especially
you've
in
got
football.
all
I
these...
can see it in baseball somewhat.
Right.
Somebody's hitting 0-19 against a lefty, and all right, don't play him today. You know what I mean? Baseball is a numbers game. Football is not a numbers game. Football's a knock your dick in the dirt game.
Right.
And I don't think there are analytics for that.
No, there are not yet. But they are working on that.
Mm-hmm.
They are working on that. Artificial intelligence, Beau. Hope that you don't see the day where Terminators are busting down the door and taking your belongings.
Oh, my God.
Come on in. You want to stay for a
Oh,
while?
my God.
So what's your name?
I'm going to start taking some Pilates classes so I can turn these guys away. You know what I mean? God. Can't get caught with your pants down.
No, you can't. Monday's the Hawks Media Day at the new practice facility over there in Brookhaven.
Wow.
So that should be exciting.
Yeah,
I know
that
you
will
got
be.
the invite. You'll be there brighter.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm their number one guy.
You are.
I'm the number. As a matter of fact, I've been taking care of the Hawks like crazy. I mean, I've been the biggest fan. I wonder what their noses had a joint about. With
They
me.
probably just forgot.
I think it has to do with one of our former partners at the Zone, going with the Hawks. He's their chief revenue officer,
Right?
and I think he probably said, "Leave out Beau."
Like when Bond said, "Hey, whose job is it to give away the media credentials and to make sure who's accounted for the email list and everything?" Yeah, take him off of there. Yeah, thank you. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
And just like that, you're done.
Right.
They could be the St. Louis Hawks. You wouldn't even know.
No. They're here now?
We're back.
That's John Steinberg. I was always, I thought good
John's
friends
great.
with him. Yeah, I always thought so.
They just gave him a big award.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's been there for like 25 years or 30
has
years.
he?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always considered him a friend. Then he turned on me. I don't know why, because I always take care of them.
Yeah. See, that's what happens when we do this show. They associate you with me, and they think that what I say is a reflection of how you feel. And then we're kind of lumped together, and then you've got to bear the burden of that every day.
I'm used to it.
It's very unfortunate.
I'm used to it. I'm like an old China hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You remember the Marines, the old China hand?
I have no idea. I know the Chinese Bandits.
Chinese Bandits, LSU,
That's
Paul
right.
Dietzel.
That's right.
Bring them back.
I know Yao Ming.
Yao Ming is a heck of a very tall guy.
Very tall. Had a good shot. Very underrated player, in my opinion. I thought he was good.
I had trouble watching him.
Yeah. Get you some glasses.
Because he would move in sections. His upper body would move, and then his lower body would kick in and start to catch up. And at some point, you're hoping it all comes together and culminates at the front of the rim. But and it did, but it was just difficult to watch. Difficult to watch.
Beau, you want to tell them where they can get one of those gorgeous mugs that you...
Yeah. How do you get one of these?
You should give your address out and they come knock on the door. You take cash?
Actually, go to beaubocksports.com. And there we go. There's John G's sign. There you go. beaubocksports.com. Send us a couple of bucks and we'll send you a Beau Bock Sports mug. And you'll be cool. Very cool.
I mean, come on. Who would want to be a part of this?
Come on.
Junji.
That's a
you
nice
have really
sign,
taken
Junji.
this thing to the next level.
Yeah. He was at the Tech game holding that up.
I know he was. On peyote.
You know what? He was there for 2 weeks
I know.
before he came down.
I know.
Making little fires and stuff to stay warm.
Oh man! So what is Tech basketball? What are they going to do? Tom Crean's got it cooking up there. He's laying in his tan in bed. He's got the #1 recruit, top 5 recruiting class in the country.
Right.
Tech's on probation. Things are good. Has the roles been flipped? I mean, is Georgia Tech no longer the dominant basketball school in the state?
It can't
It's
be.
over.
Now. It can't be. Yeah. I mean, you got to start all over. You got to find yourself the next Bobby Cremins. I mean, it's criminal that they fired Bobby Cremins. It's criminal. That we're the only town where things like that can happen, where great guys can get fired because you have nothings in the front office.
That happens. They just fired. What's his name? What's the St. Joe's coach that was there for 100 years? Martelli.
Yeah, right.
Phil Martelli. They fired Phil Martelli.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, if
He's
you
there
get
30-something years, wasn't he?
yeah, but if you get tired of Phil Martelli, you get tired of Phil Martelli in about 8 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what
it's
I mean?
kind of like a Jim Calhoun
So you're talking
type.
about take 8 minutes and multiply it by 30 years? Holy cow.
Yeah.
Get Phil out of here, somebody, before
Bobby
I shoot
Knight.
myself. Yeah, oh. But,
Bobby Knight.
it's, Dave Brain fired Bobby Cremins because he just wanted to do something. He had no idea. Dave Brain had
Well, that turned
no
out to work out because you bring in Paul Hewitt, and Paul Hewitt takes him to the title game.
But then that seemed to be a mistake because Paul went in the tank after that.
Yeah.
I mean, literally did. Not his team, but he did. And
Yeah,
his team
they
followed.
really, I would, somebody,
mystery.
somebody really needs to do some investigative reports. Somebody that was close to the situation and really explain what happened there. Because it wasn't like they had the championship and then it was over because they kept getting recruits. They got Derek Favors. They got, Chris Bosh. They had some good players. And then it just kept going.
No, I know. Now you have to find a Bobby Cremins. You're starting all over again. You've just kind of dissipated the positive juice that you had. That was Georgia Tech basketball. That was a shining star. Excuse me. My problem is with our town, the way we go about business is Dave Brain doing something like that was never criticized for it. I'm the only one. Why? How does somebody get away with doing
Well, it's
something?
like David Justice getting
How do you
traded.
fire Joe Torre when you're an idiot John Mullen general manager who never did anything his entire life?
How much
How
does
do you
Ted Turner
fire
have
Joe
to do
Torre?
with that? Did they not ask Ted Turner
Oh no,
what
Ted.
he wanted to do?
No, Ted was a Joe Torre guy. More so, he was a Bobby Cox guy. He felt sorry that he fired Bobby Cox because Bobby's got that family and everything. That's what he said to me. Bobby's got that family. So when Ted wanted to bring Bobby back, and when he did, Bobby was in it for life. You can't fire a Bobby Cox if Ted wants him, even though Ted doesn't own the
So
team
you're
anymore.
saying the only reason that Bobby Cox is in the Hall of Fame is because he had a wife and kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's gold. I love it.
Yeah.
That was the ultimate setup and hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it that way, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And he showed
I
up. He
was there.
showed up every day. He was there.
No music in the clubhouse. You didn't go in there and hear Inagata Davida. I'll tell you that right now.
Cut, kid!
Come in. All right,
Kid, come on, Bridget! My buddy, he went to umpire school, and he said there would be nights where Bobby would be so ornery with the umpires. It was just a question. The umpire would say, okay, Bobby wants to get thrown out. And instead of him coming out and doing all his nonsense or whatnot, it got to be where he would walk out and he would just say some ridiculous stuff, and they would just throw him out. And that's how it went.
Right.
That was their relationship.
That was Bobby's gambit.
He'd come out and say, hey, your mother's a whore. Yeah, you're out of here, Bobby.
Right,
Okay,
yeah,
see you later.
Bobby,
Yeah.
But Bobby, we're going to put you in the Hall of Fame.
Come on, kid!
All right, no.
Frenchie! Come on, B-Mac! Did you
Bobby,
see him in the
they
locker room
just
with
pinched-
B-Mac and Frenchie?
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what?
Braves country, baby. Josh
know what?
Donaldson was in there embracing Braves country with his
You know
goggles.
what? I can't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't win a pennant and go into a plastic lined room and spray champagne at somebody. I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I couldn't do
Would
that.
you just drink it, though? I mean, I
I
think,
drink it.
yeah,
I drink the hell out of it.
yeah. And then get an Uber.
Get an
Go
Uber.
to Sally Dozer Gare.
Get an Uber. Take me to St. Louis. We got a game. All right. No, but I mean, how do you get joy out of that?
Well, it's a long season, Bo.
Oh,
they're
stop.
celebrating
All right,
their
stop.
accomplishment and reveling in their doubters.
Stop.
You know,
Why not come into the clubhouse, have all kinds of stuff out, and guys just like having fun, talking to each other, patting each other, just having a great time. What is with spraying guys with champagne?
You're such a curmudgeon.
That's a curmudgeon.
You really.
How could I be?
I don't know.
I
what
mean,
happened.
they're spraying guys with champagne.
What's wrong with
Would
that?
you do that?
I think I'd probably.
I think you would, because you're wearing your Vito Anteloni.
I'm going glamping.
You're going glamping?
I'm going glamping. We're going to be out in the wilderness in a camp. People coming in, they fluff your pillows, and there's water and stuff like that. So we're going.
Oh, my God.
So if I'm taking pictures, I got to look like I'm camping, not like I'm clean shaven.
May God be with you.
Thank you.
I don't know how you're going to make it through that and get back.
I think they drive you right up to the tent.
Get out. Everything's in there. Make sure there's ice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good luck. Good luck in the wilderness.
As soon as they leave, roar.
Yeah.
And then thank God I got this beard
Oh, skip.
because
Right.
if I didn't,
Right.
it'll only be lose in big trouble.
Oh.
But we got robes, so we'll be okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Your special glamping robes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't know what else I got.
Thank God.
I don't know what else.
Big fight this weekend, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think there's like a middleweight championship fight everybody's all fired up about. So if that's your deal, God bless. My leg is completely asleep. Is that a good sign? Is that bad? That's bad.
No, as a sign that your heart is probably about to
Explode.
stop.
When is your that's not good. When's your guy gonna work on my Achilles?
He'll be back this week.
Yeah. Where is
definitely.
he? Tibet?
Actually, no, he has been out. He's working with one of the teams, I think Cleveland Indians.
That would explain why they've lost like 7 out of 9.
Yeah, but they feel good.
They feel.
And he'll be back this week. Ken Lippy.
By the way, they're going to blow that whole deal, the Indians, and they're going to finish like 28 games over 500, miss the playoffs. The AL playoffs going to be Oakland and Tampa. That's perfect. Mm-hmm. 2 small market teams been overachieving all year. Let them duke it out.
I'm happy for Tampa. Oh, I don't know why it's never caught down there.
Why it's what?
Why it's never caught? The Tampa Bay Rays. I don't. In other words, their attendance is not.
Oh,
anything
yeah,
to even
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about.
I think the ballpark's got a lot to do with it.
That's the crummiest.
The
ballpark.
Tropicana, man.
Yeah, terrible.
Been there forever.
Terrible.
When Fred McGriff played there. When did they first Tampa start playing baseball there?
I don't know.
And when they came in, it was a used stadium.
Yeah.
It wasn't new.
Yeah.
It's been there forever. Well, I'm excited. Georgia Tech plays Temple. Georgia's got the week off. Falcons at home against the Tennessee Titans. They're not playing
Who
Pruitt.
knows? We can't even give a prediction.
By the
Who
way-
knows? We're just waiting to find out ourselves.
You know what we do have this weekend of interest? Jacob Eason, primetime national television, Washington taking on USC.
Boy, I saw some highlights. He looks great. And so does Justin Fields at Ohio State. And it gives everybody around here fodder to say, whoa, Jacob Fromm. And
What are you going to do? You're going to bench Fromm?
Fromm's great. It's
great.
For God's sakes. I mean, he's the reason we're here.
And he wears a bow tie.
That's the only thing.
Hup, hup.